Hey everybody, Josh for Populi here. You know that old saying, a research paper in the hand is worth 4 quizzes in the other hand? Well, it's never more true than now, and let's look at how it works in Populi. In this video, we're going to look at your grade weighting options and explain how this works. There's a great article in our knowledge base on this in case you prefer to see it laid out in text with some additional detail. This video will be most useful for faculty and teaching assistants, but it's likely that academic admins and registrars might want to have a look as well. We can't talk about grade weights comprehensively without also touching on assignment groups, so we threw those in too. Let's start out on a course instance on the Assignments tab. We're going to look at 2 different methods for creating weighted grades. One we'll call the old-fashioned way, and one we'll call the easy way. We'll start out with the old-fashioned way. This is basically where you figure out ahead of time what you want the weight of individual assignments to be, and then you assign the correct point value to achieve that. So let's say you've got your middle-of-the-road assignment, a weekly essay. We'll click Add Assignment. We're keeping things simple here, so these will all be grade-only assignments. But you can obviously use whatever type of assignment you like. On the points field, we're going to enter 20, and we'll save by clicking down here. Then you've got a weekly reading assignment. We want this assignment to be 10% of the value of the weekly essay. We'll make it 2 points, and then hop down here, save, and lock it in. So the 20-point essay is weighted 10 times the value of the weekly reading assignment. Then we've got a term paper, and that assignment needs to be worth 5 times the value of that 20-point essay. So in that points field, we'll set the paper to 100 points. And then down here, click that old save button. Okay, pretty straightforward, nothing special. We're just using the relative values of the assignments to create different weights between them. And with those set up, we can look at the percent of course column and see the breakout for those. This might work great for your purposes, but it might not. It might not be the way that you think about allocating your assignment values. Also, you have to do all the math to figure out the point value for your assignments. That's why we have the easy way, where Populi does the math for you. This method uses assignment groups to lock in the percentage of the total grade attributed to an assignment or collection of assignments. Think about how most syllabi include grade categories with designated percentages of the total grade. In our simplified example, maybe readings are 20%, essays are 25, that term paper is 25, and the final is 30. You can create those assignment groups with their percentages and appropriate assignments, and student grades just conform to what you've set. We'll start with one of each assignment type already created here. You can see that we're not bothering to differentiate these types by assigning different point values. We're making them all 100 points. Then up here, we'll add an assignment group. We'll give it a name. This one's weekly readings. We'll set the weight to 20%. These fields are both optional. You can set an entire assignment group to extra credit by checking this box, and if you want to automatically drop the lowest graded assignments in this group, you can set the number you'd like to drop here. We'll save the settings on this group. You'll create the other assignment groups that match the categories of those grade weights. Then we can add the assignments to the groups. The easiest way to do that is to go up here and click Edit Groups and Assignments. Then in the column for Group, go to each assignment, click the drop-down, and select the correct group. Do that for each of the assignments. Then you can save and lock those in. And diggy-doo, that's all there is to it. Students will receive grades on those assignments, and Populi will calculate everything according to your grade weights. Few things here at the end. If you're going to be creating a bunch of duplicate assignments, like we would for those weekly reading assignments, and they're going to be grouped together with their own weight, make sure that the assignment you're duplicating is already pointed at the correct assignment group. Then when you duplicate, all your copies will already have the correct assignment group selected. You'll save yourself a few clicks. You won't have to go in and assign each of those individually. Something else to keep in mind, in our assignment group example, we kept everything to the same point value per assignment. So everything in an assignment group had the same weight within the group. In many situations, that'll make sense. But if it doesn't, you can still use point values within an assignment group to further manipulate assignment weights. Let's say that you have that term paper, but you're going to have assignments for the outline, the rough draft, as well as the final draft. Let's say that you do 10 points for the outline, 20 points for the rough draft, and 100 points for the final draft. Those are all part of that assignment group, so altogether, those assignments equal 25% of the grade. But in this case, the final draft outweighs the other assignments. Also, it's good to know that using assignment groups can sometimes be confusing for some of your more fastidious students who are checking up on their grade. We have a video that goes pretty in depth on how student grades are calculated, and that'll explain some of the complexities there if you're interested or if you need to explain a grade to a student. Check out the description below for the rest of those additional resources. Also, if you want to explore more training options, you should be aware of our focus sessions. These are 1 hour long training sessions that take place over Zoom. You and several other Populi users meet up with a Populi support rep, you get a little training, then you get to ask questions. We have a rotating sequence of events, so if you miss a session on something like admissions or billing, don't worry, it'll be rolling back around. You can get to the focus sessions by going to the knowledge base, clicking on release notes and announcements, and then clicking into focus sessions. We've also popped a link directly to the focus sessions down in the description. I've been Josh for Populi. You've been great. Thanks for watching.